Monsieur. They stand for the King George under orders and they're racing. Shiva drops towards the rear of the field early and on settling down. One of the early leaders, Raipur, going through along the inside from Daliapur, and Air Shakur is there as well. Shiva settles on the outside, but Raipur it is, the pacemaker, who takes it up from Daliapur, owned in the same interest. They're followed by Shiva, and just behind them is Air Shakur, followed then by Beat All. They're followed then by Fantastic Light, and Monsieur is at the tail of the field as they run downhill now towards the mile, and they're going pretty fast in front. It's Raipur, the pacemaker, by 4 or 5 lengths to Daliapur in second. 3 lengths away in third, then follows Shiva, a gap of 4 lengths into Air Shakur, followed by Beat All, then Fantastic Light, and Monsieur ridden at the tail of the field about 12 lengths off the pace as they race into Swindley Bottom now, and Raipur it is, the pacemaker, doing his job well as he did in the Irish Derby. He leads by 6 or 7 lengths to Daliapur, also owned by His Highness the Aga Khan. There in third is Shiva as they race out of Swindley Bottom. 4 lengths away then follows Air Shakur, followed next then by Beat All. 2 lengths away is Monsieur, who's just moving up on the outside of Fantastic Light and still 10 lengths off the pace as they leave the 6 furlong marker behind them. Raipur out in front by 5 lengths to in second Daliapur, followed then by on the outside Shiva. Next in the field is Beat All. 2 lengths away then Monsieur starting his run on the outside now from Fantastic Light, and Air Shakur, the Japanese runner, has dropped back to last. Here's Monsieur on the outside. Mick Cannan still biding his time as they race up now towards the entrance to the home straight. Less than a half mile to go, and Raipur is now tackled by Daliapur. Daliapur gets through on the inside of the pacemaker. 2 lengths away Beat All, followed then by Shiva. Here's Monsieur cruising in fifth on the outside of Fantastic Light. Cannan taking him around the field now, and last of all is Air Shakur. They set sail for the judge and the King George, and the first to strike for home is Daliapur by 2 lengths. But look at Monsieur, he's absolutely cantering on the outside. He's covered about 4 lengths in a stride. He races up on the outside. He hasn't moved a muscle, Cannan. It's Monsieur who takes it up now as they come to the final furlong. He goes 2 in front of Daliapur and Fantastic Light, and this is the salute to a true champion. It's Monsieur by 2 or 3 lengths, and is going to go to the line on the bridle. It's Monsieur who wins the King George. Second is Fantastic Light. Daliapur third. Runners set to go for the King George under orders, and they're racing. And dropping back towards the rear early is High Tory and company with Chimes at Midnight, and Give the Slip, the Godolphin pacemaker, takes it up. Goes on by 2 lengths to Ice Dancer. Up on the outside of Mudamam, and right there too is Galileo, and Anabar Blue is not that far away. They're a length and a half to Golden Snake, and further back is Morsty as they sort themselves out from High Tory. Storming Home is on the inside of runners from Fantastic Light. 2 lengths to Millenary, and 1.5 lengths last of all is Chimes at Midnight. Charging downhill now past the mile into Quarter Gate, and it's Give the Slip and the white cap of Godolphin just showing the way here from Ice Dancer. The 2 pacemakers up doing their job well. Mudamam has taken up the box seat, third on the inside of Golden Snake as they charge to Swindley Bottom. Further back in the field is Anabar Blue. Galileo, the favourite, is tucked in about 6th on the inside. Morsty in the yellow jacket on his outer. They're a length and a half to Fantastic Light, and Frankie looks like he's going to keep an eye on Mick Cannan, who's a length and a half in front of him. He looks like he'll almost track him as they head up the side. Further back in the field, Millenary from Storming Home. High Tory is right out the back as they continue the climb uphill, and Chimes at Midnight last of all. They've got under 6 furlongs to go in the King George, and Give the Slip and Ice Dancer being scrubbed up. Ice Dancer as Mudamam gets off the rail now and is out up on the outside of this pacemaker. Then Golden Snake with the hoop sleeves on the outside. Ice Dancer dropping back, and on the inside Galileo, his stablemate, is now moving out into an advantageous position about 4th on the inside of Morsty. Further back then is Anabar Blue. Fantastic Light is out wider on the track as they race towards the entrance to the home straight in the King George the 6th and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and it's Give the Slip still there from Mudamam. Galileo has now moved up, beautifully poised into third, followed by Golden Snake, and behind them Anabar Blue. Then Morsty the outside. Storming Home is getting up on the rails. Further back then is High Tory, and Fantastic Light is taken to the outside. It's a turn for home. The split comes for Galileo. He takes it up now with just under 2 furlongs to travel. Here's Fantastic Light. The battle's on. It's Galileo the far side. Fantastic Light serving it up on the near side from Millenary, and then Storming Home. It's Fantastic Light and Galileo locked together. A furlong left to go. Galileo digging deep the far side. He's going better head in front. Fantastic Light can't get him. The 3-year-old's illustrious in the outside stall. They're racing. Good break too on the right of picture. High Accolade began well right there in the centre, the striped cap of Musanid, but just drops in behind early. And on settling down at Song Lark, as expected, who takes up the running and setting a pretty good pace as they charge downhill. A couple of lengths to Systematic in second, 2 lengths away Musanid, who's tucked away on the inside of High Accolade. A gap then to Doyen, who settles in 4th position, and Persian Majesty's out the back, continuing all the time to race downhill and heading towards the mile in the Hardwick. And the leader on the inside is Song Lark for the Australian jockey. Karen McAvoy leads by a length and a half to Systematic. In behind them on the inside, Musanid with a striped cap. On his outside is High Accolade. They're a length and a half in advance of Doyen, who's had a good run in behind for Frankie here. And last is Persian Majesty as they race into Swinley Bottom now and swinging very sharply right-handed. The leader here is Song Lark, 2 lengths to Systematic, 2 away then High Accolade on the outside of Musanid, 3 away then is Doyen, who's held up at the rear, and the last is Persian Majesty, as all the time they're climbing towards home. Song Lark has set a very generous pace, 5.5 to go, just being niggled along now to try and maintain it. A length and a half to High Accolade, is hard at work and being passed by Musanid on the inside as they race up now past the 5 furlong marker. Then High Accolade is flat to the boards as these two in front kick away. Doyen behind them is 6 lengths off the pace but going okay, and 3 lengths then to Persian Majesty. 3.5 furlongs left to go. Song Lark on the inside of Systematic, stride for stride, and they're about 4 lengths in front of High Accolade, who's been hard at work for a furlong or 2 at this stage. And here's Doyen looming up on the outside as they come to the point of the turn. On the outside, Systematic just getting the better of Song Lark. High Accolade held in a pocket by Dettori on Doyen. Behind them is Persian Majesty and a long gap to Musanid. Inside the 2, Doyen looms up now, grabs the lead. On the outside, High Accolade's in the clear but finds nothing. Persian Majesty running on. Doyen's the leader though with a furlong left to go. Kicks 3 in front now. Persian Majesty and High Accolade fighting it out. But here's another winner on the board for Frankie Dettori and de Godolphin as Doyen comes away to win the Hardwick by 6 or 7 lengths. High Accolade will get second, third Persian Majesty.
And they're off. Racing in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes, and just missing the start slightly was Marahel. Prince Florey away well with Scorpion to the outside, and it's Scorpion and Mick Can that go into an early lead here, followed by Prince Florey in second. Marahel is third. Then back in 4th is Laverock, with Dylan Thomas to the outside of Zane, and slightly detached in the early stages to the tune of 3 or 4 lengths is Sergeant Cecil as they run down the back straight, down the hill towards Swinley Bottom. Scorpion leading the way. It's not a really fast pace by any manner of means here. Mick Cannan just stealing a half glance there to see where the others are. He's got Prince Florey and Jimmy Fortune on his inside as they race through the shadows at the bottom end of the course. Marahel is third, recovering from that tardy break, followed out wide by Dylan Thomas in the dark blue jacket. Laverock is back on the inside then, and then towards the rear finally Zane, and lastly in the familiar black and yellow jacket Sergeant Cecil. They swing right-handed out of Swinley Bottom and now inside the final 7 furlongs, and Scorpion injects a bit of pace into the race now from Prince Florey in second. Marahel with a good sit now going up on the outside of the German horse to chase the leader. Then Laverock, Dylan Thomas within 3 or 4 lengths of the pace, followed by Zane and Sergeant Cecil at the rear of the field. They're climbing all the way now towards the final 5 furlongs, and Scorpion has made it all so far. Marahel though is breathing down his neck. Prince Florey still very handy on the inside, and these two both attacking the leader. A pincer movement. Prince Florey the inside of Scorpion. The outside of Scorpion is Marahel. Then in 4th place is Laverock. Dylan Thomas coming there strongly as they race round the final turn. Scorpion has beaten off Prince Florey, but Marahel is still right there within a neck. Dylan Thomas comes 3 wide then of Laverock and Prince Florey. Behind these Zane being wound up and Sergeant Cecil under the whip. They're homeward bound with just over 2 furlongs to go, and Marahel strikes the front from Scorpion. Dylan Thomas though is cantering in behind the leader. Then races Laverock. Zane going pretty well as well as they stretch now for the final furlong and a half, and Dylan Thomas is set sail for the judge, chased by Zane and Marahel outpaced. Then Laverock inside the final furlong. Dylan Thomas by 2.5 lengths to Zane. It's Dylan Thomas stretching away, striding clear in the King George in impressive fashion, and Dylan Thomas wins well in second Zane.
And they're off and racing. From the stalls, Cape Blanco jumps out alertly. But it's the pacemaker Confront who's sent on. Looks like being a reasonable gallop. They're already strung out with Workforce on the outside of Harbinger as they settle down now into the more expected formation, with Confront doing the pacemaking, leading by a couple of lengths from Cape Blanco in second place. The outside, Workforce a little keen. In the pink cap, Harbinger takes some cover. Daria Kiner at the back of the field in company with Yumzain as they've made their way down this side of the course, with Confront stacking them up with Cape Blanco and Workforce on the outside as the pace steadies and is now a little more even. Harbinger continues to race in fourth place, just ahead of Yumzain and Daria Kiner at the back of the field as they prepare now to make their journey towards the mile point. And out in front, Confront, it is who leads. The Derby winners side by side. Workforce on the outside of Cape Blanco, a length and a half back to Harbinger. Daria Kiner in the green and red on the outside of Yumzain as still Confront cutting out the running. Now beginning to attack the climb from Swinley Bottom and race towards the final 6.5. And Confront is encouraged along. It is going to be a true test at the trip. Workforce travelling powerfully on the outside at the moment of Cape Blanco. They continue to match strides. They're still a couple of lengths in advance as Harbinger, as Confront has gone about 4 lengths clear on the front end. Daria Kiner and Yumzain. So Confront still be encouraged along. No pausing in proceedings. Workforce poised on the outside with Cape Blanco. They've matched strides. Then behind these, Harbinger, who's got a nice trail in, then Yumzain and Daria Kiner. So all to play for as they make the long turn for home. Confront has lasted quite a while. Cape Blanco pushed along on the inside of Workforce. Harbinger's travelling really well in fourth place at the moment. It's still pulling double. Daria Kiner and Yumzain are also still with plenty in the tank. The 3-year-olds are flat out in pursuit of Confront. Cape Blanco goes to him on the outside. Harbinger is poised. Cape Blanco moves past Confront. Workforce is now being driven along. It's Harbinger. Tong lolling out is coming to the front in the King George and explodes away. Harbinger's gone 4 clear over in the twinkling of an eye. Cape Blanco in pursuit with Yumzain and Daria Kiner, but Harbinger copes with the rising class to run them ragged. Harbinger for the Highclere Thoroughbred Racing Club, Olivier Pellier, and a 5th King George for Sir Michael Stout. And they're off and racing. Robin Hood, the potential pacemaker, slept a little bit in the stalls, and early on Dunedin is ridden in a handy position, in danger of cutting the pacemaker off at the pass. Early on Nathaniel and also Brown Panther, the door being left open for Robin Hood, but Dunedin's racing keenly on the descent, and Brown Panther also a little free towards the outside. Nathaniel settles in 4th place with Daydream early on. Deep Brilliant, the 3-year-old for Japan Red Cap, settles in about 6th, just ahead of Masked Marvel, who's 7th. Reliable Man, Sea Moon and St Nicholas Abbey at the rear of the field. So Robin Hood has got to the lead, but it's taken a little while. Leads from Dunedin, who shows in 2nd place, being ridden more handily this afternoon under Craig Williams. Racing in 3rd is Brown Panther, and now they're just beginning to string out. Nathaniel drops into 4th. Daisy chain formation for the leaders, with Deep Brilliant posted 3 wide as they approach the turn, with Dane Dream, Masked Marvel, Reliable Man, Sea Moon still held up at the rear of the field, and St Nicholas Abbey is last of all and would be a good 15 lengths behind the pace-setting Robin Hood, who is pressing on passing the 7. Robin Hood leads the King George field by 4 lengths from Dunedin in 2nd. Brown Panther races 3rd. Nathaniel is in 4th place. Dane Dream for Germany on the inside of Deep Brilliant for Japan race 5th and 6th. Still no move yet from Sea Moon, who's won from the rear, or St Nicholas Abbey, who is the back marker. So 5.5 furlongs to travel. Robin Hood out in front. Dunedin just moving off the fence in case the pacemaker drops in his lap. In 3rd place races Brown Panther. Nathaniel is 4th ahead of Dane Dream, who's in 5th place at this stage in the orange jacket. Then Deep Brilliant just ahead of Masked Marvel. Reliable Man, Sea Moon and still St Nicholas Abbey post them a start. Robin Hood's tenure of the lead is about to be taken over as they turn by Dunedin, who moves to the front with Brown Panther. Neither wish to commit at this stage, just sauntering along. Dane Dream, Nathaniel the next pair from Deep Brilliant. Sea Moon looking for a passage amongst horses, and St Nicholas Abbey is still last on straightening. It's Dunedin out in front for Craig Williams. From in 2nd place Brown Panther running a mighty race. Nathaniel, a Dane Dream just a bit short of room, has to angle out. Masked Marvel, Sea Moon and St Nicholas Abbey have been caught with a lot to do. Nathaniel moves through to the lead once again in the King George. From in 2nd place Dane Dream. Dunedin can't go on. Reliable Man, St Nicholas Abbey. Nathaniel out in front. out from the German filly, Daydream, who once again is out after the leader. Nathaniel bidding for back-to-back King Georges. Daydream a neck down. Nathaniel, all courage, all heart. Daydream lunges, abominate!
And they're off and racing for the King George. And early on, Magician bounds out well, but Lettermore, the front runner, is taken to the lead. Mukadram is quickly, however, onto the leader's tail in second place. Telescope settles in third, Magician in fourth. Romsdal is in fifth place, moving up on the inside of Magician. And early on, Trading Leather to Gruder, and also at the rear of the field, Eagle Top, given time to find their stride. The pace is a pretty brisk one, being set by Lettermore on the descent down then towards Swinley Bottom. Leads by a couple of lengths. Mukadram in second place. Romsdal moving up on the inside of Telescope as they race third and fourth. Trading Leather is posted a little deep and without some cover at this point on the outside of Magician to Gruder, and at the rear of the field, Eagle Top. So Lettermore, with clear daylight over the field, is ensuring they're rocking and rolling here. About 4 to 5 lengths is the gap now. Mukadram towing up the main body of the field in second place. Couple of lengths to Telescope, who's third, half to Romsdal, and Trading Leather, who sit in fourth and fifth. Then Magician to Gruder, and still no move yet from Eagle Top as they turn at the far end and begin this steady ascent. And Lettermore is continuing to extend the advantage. Is a good 5 lengths clear. Mukadram in turn is a couple of lengths clear of, in third place, Telescope. Then Trading Leather and Romsdal, who are the next pair, to Gruder, Magician, and at the rear of the field, Eagle Top would be a good 10 lengths off the leader and a good 5 to 6 lengths off the pursuing Mukadram as they make their way past the 5. So Lettermore for the first time beginning to come back to them. Mukadram is 4 lengths in the leader's wake, 3 lengths to Telescope. A similar break then to Trading Leather. Romsdal to Gruder, trying to improve towards the outside, still travels comfortably enough with Eagle Top and Magician. Lettermore still has the lead, but he's having to work hard. Lots of them poised in behind. Mukadram leading the chase with Telescope. Trading Leather and Romsdal are pushed along to Gruder, improves towards the outside, heads a turn for home. Lettermore fades away, and Mukadram leads now the King George field up the home straight, a couple of lengths in advance of the driven along Telescope to Gruder, with work to do in third place. Mukadram, Telescope to Gruder, trying to close the gap. Back in fourth place is Eagle Top. Telescope moving alongside Mukadram to Gruder. The 3-year-old filly is trying to throw down a challenge as well. Telescope, Mukadram digging in, but to Gruder on the outside for the fairer sex, sweeps through the lead, and to Gruder remains unbeaten, and the sporting nature of the connections are rewarding with a massive prize.
For this, the King George of 2017, they're off and away. And Highland Reel breaking out pretty swiftly, but the early pace is not too urgent. Maverick Wave on the outside now in the red cap is taking over the pacemaking role. Enable is very handy under Frankie Dettori in the pink cap, though she's pretty keen. In behind them is Jack Hobbs in the all-blue jacket towards the inside. Idaho is back in 5th place then, followed in the white cap by Ben Battle towards the inside of Ulysses, and they're followed by My Dreamboat, and towards the rear 60s Song and Desert Encounter on their way down to Swinley Bottom, and they're kicking up plenty of turf now after the heavy rain, and it's Maverick Wave that leads the way. Enable and Frankie Dettori second. On the outside, Highland Reel kept out wide here by Ryan Moore, followed next by Jack Hobbs, and then Idaho close up. They're tracked by Ben Battle and Ulysses as they round Swinley Bottom now. My Dreamboat is further back in the field from 60s Song and Desert Encounter at the tail. Swinging right-handed now and about to pass the 7 furlong marker. Maverick Wave has broken clear of the field by about 6 or 7 lengths from in second place last year's winner Highland Reel. Enable, the Dual Oaks winner, is third, followed by Idaho. Then Jack Hobbs behind these. The Coral Eclipse winner Ulysses is on their heels, followed by Ben Battle, and still towards the rear My Dreamboat, also Desert Encounter, and the Argentinian Raider 60s Song. Heading up the hill now and passing the 5 furlong marker, and Maverick Wave still with a clear lead over Highland Reel in second. Enable is third. They're followed by Jack Hobbs in the headgear and the all-blue jacket. The white cap of Ben Battle getting closer. Out wide still is Idaho behind his brother Highland Reel, and then further back to Ulysses, My Dreamboat, Desert Encounter and 60 Song. Now the pacemakers coming up as they run into the turn, and it's Jack Hobbs and Enable who stride on alongside Maverick Wave on turning in. then. Jack Hobbs on the inside of Enable. They're trapped by Ben Battle. In behind them, Ulysses is travelling well. Highland Reel under pressure out wide, and then Idaho. Now Frankie says go on the filly Enable, and is followed through by Ulysses in second place, and Enable powers clear of Ulysses. Ulysses trying to bridge the gap. They run down to the final furlong. Enable on the far side, Ulysses second, then Idaho running on. It's Enable by 3 lengths inside the final furlong here. Ulysses can make no further impression, and this fabulous filly, a Jewel Oaks winner, and now Enable as the King George, and a 5th win for Frankie Dettori. And they're off away for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Kipco Stakes. Enable drawn wide in the early stages as they begin their run downhill towards Swinley Bottom. Norway is ridden forward in the purple jacket ahead of stable companion Magic Wand. Anthony Van Dyke, the other Aidan O'Brien runner, another of the Aidan O'Brien runners, just slotting in on the inside, going forward to his Hunting Horn. Enable endeavouring to get in here. Frankie Dettori is still caught towards the outside just behind Crystal Ocean in the dark blue with the yellow cap, red jacketed Valgeist. The grey on the inside is Defoe, followed by the Japanese challenger Cheval Grand, and at the back Mirando, and Saluen, who has been a front runner, is held up at the back of the field. It's Norway that leads the field by a couple of lengths to Magic Wand. In third is Hunting Horn. Aidan O'Brien runners 1, 2 and 3. Anthony Van Dyke then on the inside of Crystal Ocean, followed back in the field by Valgeist. Defoe. Enable has only got 3 behind her. They are Cheval Grand along with Saluen and Mirando as they emerge out of Swinley Bottom, and now racing inside the final 6, just passing the 6 furlong marker, and Norway is serving up a strong gallop, followed by Magic Wand in second place. On the outside in the pink colours is Hunting Horn. Anthony Van Dyke then the inside of Crystal Ocean. Enable is still well back behind Valgeist, followed by Defoe, Cheval Grand, and then Saluen and Mirando is being ridden along to little avail at the back of the field. Heading on towards the 4 furlong marker, they are well strung out. It's looked a punishing pace being set by Norway, who will surely come back to them in the straight. In second, Magic Wand, Hunting Horn, then Crystal Ocean in 4th, Valgeist, and then after Valgeist on the outside is Enable, beginning to pick up 1 or 2 scalps as they run into the home straight, and Norway drifting off the inside, closed down by Crystal Ocean. Enable making rapid progress down the outside. Crystal Ocean goes on, but Enable is quick to challenge. Then Hunting Horn and Valgeist. Enable on the outside of Crystal Ocean, and these two are kicking away from Valgeist in third, racing on towards the final furlong, and what a battle between them. Enable near side. Crystal Ocean will not give in on the far side. They go head to head, toe to toe. She's just in front. Enable racing up towards the line, and she'll win a second King George. What a race!
They're off. They race away. Mishriff in the maroon is slow to come out of the starting stalls. He has given his rivals some 5-length start as they begin for this King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Kipco Stakes. Pile Driver, a red cap. He's already the winner of the Best Turned Out Award. Is taken on by the favourite Westover on the right there in the pink cap, and they're going quickly. Broome comes up against the running rail in the grey and white check jacket, and this trio have around about a 2-length advantage over the filly Emily Upjohn in a pink jacket running against the rails. The arc winner Torqueda Tasso in yellow, red and black is alongside, and Mishriff after that slightly slow start is about 2 lengths behind those, but they've already completed the first third of the journey. Colin Keane and Westover have moved into a 2-length advantage at Swinley Bottom. Ryan Moore on Broome comes off the running rail and tries to close on this leader. Then Frankie Dettori on Emily Upjohn, a pale jacket up on the inside of PJ McDonald, with a red cap on Pile Driver, who's ahead of him in third position. Rene Pichalook is next on Torqueda Tasso, the white-faced chestnut, alongside Emily Upjohn, and then James Doyle on Mishriff is a length and a half behind those as they come down the side of the course. They're already halfway in the race of the season, and they're well stretched out. In front, Broome is coming up on the outside to take on Westover. They have a good 3-4 length advantage to Pile Pile Driver running in third, 2 lengths behind him. The yellow of Torquator Tasso is a half length ahead of Emily Upjohn, and Mischief is at the back of the field. They are coming to the home turn, and now they begin to bunch a little bit, and Broome has gone on. Broome takes it up from Westover in second, Pile Driver a length behind those in third. Torquator Tasso is moving into fourth, Emily Upjohn is next, Mischief is closing on those. The red cab on the right, Pile Driver comes up on the outside to take it up. The longest priced runner has taken the lead. Broome in second, Mischief is out after them in third. Torquator Tasso is behind those. They're approaching the final furlong. It's PJ McDonald on Pile Driver, a 2 or 3 length leader. Torquator Tasso is in second. Behind those, Mischief in third. They have 110 yards to go. Pile Driver, this will be a famous victory if he can do it. Pile Driver and PJ McDonald have won the King George.